Welcome back to the shop. Right now we got a sweet treat for you. We've had a lot of questions coming in through social media and through the comments, and one of the things was, hey, is it alright if I use white Pretreat on a dark garment, or do you really need Pretreat? Will it still work if I print directly on the shirt? Lots of different kinds of questions. So we thought we'd test out today. We're going to take our logo, the J&E Eclectics hanger logo that we actually put on our website, and when we actually make clothing, that's the logo that we use. And what we're going to try is to pre-treat a shirt straight down the center. So only one side of the shirt will be pre-treated, the other side will not, and then you'll get a direct comparison. Half of our logo should show up fine, and the other half, well, we're going to find out. To get us started, Esley's actually already over here. He is going to block out half of the shirt. He's got the Pretreat settings ready, and we're only going to spray. So we've got the image is an 8" by 8" with a 1" margin. So we probably want to spray 10 inches or so.
I'm going to do 14 just to be safe. A little excessive, but... To show y'all, half-half. I don't know if y'all see that.
So we've actually been doing a bunch of different things. We were doing some DTF earlier. But when you dry your Pretreat, even if you are testing it out, you want to make sure that you get like a 5-6 second press and a 20-second press to make sure it's completely dry. Then once you print it and you have a dual heated platen like we do, or dual heated heat press, then the ink will cure in 60 seconds.
I'm not sure y'all can see that.
Yeah,
see it naked eye.
One side is a little bit darker. It's hard to tell where we're at, but this side is pre-treated, this side is not. We'll take it over to the printer here. So you can see right away that is the white layer first. Ooh, looks like we've got a two-face design going on there. The difference is actually pretty crazy to see how much that Pretreat is helping the ink actually stay on the garment.
All right, so while that half and half is recording, we'll go ahead and do a dark cotton Pretreat on a white shirt so you guys can see how that looks. All right.
So before we cover that up, it just looks wet. You can't see anything yet. But after we dry it, and probably even after we print on it, it'll be better. You'll see why we need to use the light cotton versus dark on whites. Look over here. All right, so if you want to actually see that finished product now, that's pretty intense. All right, so right now we've got the half and half curing. You've got a little bit of footage. You got to kind of see already what those colors look like, but once we actually do this final press and take it out, you're gonna see the finished product, while at the same time, we're also running this print. So we've got a white garment, pre-treated with a dark cotton Pretreat. Didn't look like much when we were drying it on the heat press, but you're going to see why you don't want to use the wrong Pretreat and why you don't want to miss the print area with your Pretreat, right? So obviously a half and half is pretty drastic. Hopefully no one's ever making a half and half mistake, but so we'll take this shirt out. And even though it's messed up, we'll give it the old laundry shake anyway. And there you have it. You can see pretty clearly that even though it's sprayed ink evenly, without that Pretreat, without that proper foundation or that prepped canvas, that artwork doesn't come out right. I'm not gonna lie, it actually somehow works a little bit. Maybe it's just me. It almost looks like it's subdued here. But yeah, you could definitely tell that there's a mistake. One half came out nice, the other side not so much. So what we'll end up doing with this shirt we'll use the back and we'll actually spray this with light cotton pre-treat to show why you don't want to use light cotton on a dark. Now, even though we're testing the pre-treats, you do have to make sure you change your environment in your RIP software from a dark cotton or black cotton, which we were running before, to a now custom quality white cotton. All right, so this is the light garment. Obviously it's a white shirt. It has been pre-treated with dark garment pre-treat. You still can't really see anything most likely yet, but we're gonna press it. All right, so what you're gonna end up seeing, I'll kind of prelude to it a little bit. It may be difficult to see on the camera, but trust me, your customers will see it in person, or you'll see it when you make this mistake. So I actually printed a shirt the other day, white shirt. The design came out really nice, and I was really excited until I saw like a light yellow box. Right? You guys have heard of the DTG box, or you may have seen the DTG box in other videos, but when you actually pre-treat a light garment with a dark garment pre-treat, it's gonna mess up that print. So the print will actually look fine, but you're gonna have that DTG box and it's gonna come out like with a yellow tint, right where that spray is on the white shirt. That's what happens when you use a dark cotton pre-treat. All right, so give her the old laundry shake. I can see it in person. I don't know how difficult it's going to be to actually pick up on camera, but basically the box starts here. You guys can follow along. You can actually see it in person, and some customers may not really notice that. You may get away with it, but if you're looking, especially an AS color shirt, how the colors are so vibrant on the whites and the black shirts, you're going to see a pretty big difference. It's definitely there, and you might get away with it, but we would never sell that to one of our customers, for example, and then have them get the shirt and be like, why does it look like there's like a yellow tint on the white shirt? And then they look at the back and they're like, no, it's not the actual garment. You know, the shirt's white. They can just see that box. It almost makes it look dirty in that area. It's probably the best way to explain it. It looks like a dirty white shirt around there. Now, we'll get back to the back of this shirt where we will pre-treat it correctly with white cotton or light cotton pre-treat, and then we're going to show you the next error that could happen, and that's forgetting to change your color strength. So we're going to print this, but instead of turning up the color vibrancy on a light shirt, we're going to print it at about 60-65%. It's going to come out looking really good until you wash it, and then it's going to look terribly faded. So we're going to show you why you want to avoid that as well. So this is actually a device that we created ourselves. So it blocks the pre-treat on some of the smaller garments that we do, but if you can see, it gets really dirty. So a little paper towel with some alcohol cleans that right up. Typically we use this only on smaller garments if they are too small to fit on our pre-treat machine. And we don't want to pre-treat the seam lines through the shoulders, so we'll put this little frame over it and it'll only spray the actual print area. But then it gets pre-treat on it, and when the pre-treat dries it gets a little fuzzy, so every now and again we've got to clean it off with some alcohol, just proper maintenance. That way all the gunk that's on it doesn't come off on a garment. Alright, so all we're doing right now is the same normal setup, getting the moisture out of the first shirt. So moisture out of the white shirt, we'll pre-treat this first. We'll get the moisture out of the back of the black shirt and then go from there. All right, so you've seen the white shirt with the dark garment pre-treat. Now we're going to pre-treat correctly the front of a white garment, print out the same image so you can see a side by side. And then this shirt will be used again later in the video for one of our other tips on a common error. So actually, at the same time, what we could do is pre-treat the back of a black shirt with the light garment pre-treat, so you can see what that looks like. All right, while the white shirt prints, we went ahead and got the moisture off of the black shirt that we already printed when we showed what happens if you don't pre-treat enough of an area. So we're going to toss some white pre-treat on the back of this one. We'll see what this actually looks like. One, it being a dark garment with light pre-treat, but also it being a dark garment and being sprayed at the density that you would spray pre-treat on a light garment. The black shirt is ready to go on. white shirt is done printing. Alright, so that's the front of the shirt. This is the white shirt sprayed with actual white cotton Pretreat. Now what we're going to do is spray the back. Same density Pretreat that we sprayed the front with. The only difference is we're going to change something here. We're going to show the next common error while DTG printing, and that is not necessarily the density that you Pretreat, which can definitely be an error, but the color density. So when you're printing a white garment, it doesn't automatically go to 100% like it does on a dark garment. So you have to actually go in and adjust that setting. I think it starts at 65%. So we've got to go and change that color density up from 65%. We found best somewhere between 72 and 85%. Just really depends on what you're printing. So what this test will actually be for, you will see the correct print on the front, the right density for the color and for the Pretreat. And on the back, it's going to be the correct Pretreat. We're just going to forget to change the color density on a white garment. And they may look very similar when they're printed, but after a wash test, they're definitely going to look different. Woo! Okay, Pretreat is cured. We're going to take the shirt back to the printer, print the same image on the back, only this time we are going to change that color density from 85 that we had it at for the front of the shirt. We're going to drop that all the way down to 65 for the back, see if it makes a difference. Go ahead right now, while you're watching this video and you're waiting, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed already, get subscribed, and then comment down below what you think the difference is going to be between 85% color and 65%. I think you'll be surprised, like the color vibrancy can look really, really good. The first shirt we ever test printed came out looking really, really good, but we didn't know to change that. So if you notice while we're printing, we run back and forth and we hit another button on the printer after it's done, it's because we mostly or primarily print on dark garments. So we leave the printer on the B layering, and the B layering knows go do a white underbase, then go back and print the color. But if we change the environment to white cotton, there's no underbase. So it just prints in color straight away. But it does go back for a second print, even though it doesn't know what to print. So we hit that standby button just to send it back. This could all be avoided by just changing it back to layer A. All right, so the print is done. I don't know if you guys will be able to see right away any color difference. So I didn't pick up the shirt the right way, but I'm still gonna be able to thread it. This is the back. This is the front. Since the white garment, you can kind of see the color from the other side, but. So that's going to dry. We've got a white shirt off to the side that we pre-treated with dark cotton Pretreat, and we showed you that yellow box. You may not have been able to see it too well, but we're going to give you guys a side-by-side comparison. Then on this white shirt, we did the correct Pretreat and we corrected another error of color strength. So the correct color strength is on the front of this shirt. On the back of this shirt, we did the correct Pretreat again. It is white cotton Pretreat. It is the correct density. However, we lowered that color strength down to 65. So we'll see if you can get any visible difference, right, through the camera at least. If you can't, don't worry. We're gonna wash these and you guys will see what the final product looks like when it's washed out. That also will show you the importance of having the correct color strength. Whew. All right, it actually doesn't look too bad. It does look a little maybe faded or a little light. I don't know if that makes sense. Looks a little light. There's the front at the correct color strength. Oh yeah, you could tell in the magenta right away. Much more vibrant red. All right, so real quick, this is the front of the shirt. This is the correct Pretreat. Pretreat meant for a white cotton shirt, and it is the correct color strength. You can see how vibrant that is, hopefully. That is our color strength, I believe at 80, 85%? 85. Color strength at 85%. Now, correct Pretreat also on the back of the shirt. However, the only element to change there is the color strength. We dropped it down to 65. It definitely looks a little faded out, and that is going to fade even worse once you actually wash the garment because you didn't saturate enough color, even though the pre-treat was correct. This will stay just fine. You wash it, it'll come out, it'll look just the same, which is awesome. All right, so this is the shirt that we printed. This shirt actually also printed at a color density, or excuse me, a color strength of 65, but we used the dark garment pre-treat, so it gives it that ugly yellow box. However, that dark garment pre-treat did help bring out a more vibrant color for us. Now, compare that 65 on the wrong pre-treat, so you don't want to do this, even though the colors are vibrant, with this 65. Now hopefully you could see, we don't know if it's going to show up well enough, those colors do look a little more vibrant even though it's the same color strength. And there's no dirty yellow box on this shirt or the dark garment pre-treat sprayed on the shirt Esley's holding. Now we'll turn it around. This is the correct pre-treat and the correct color density. Hopefully we picked a design that pops enough for you guys to actually see the difference. But when we look at them in person, there's a notable difference. This blue is way more vibrant and the magenta looks very rich. And there's no DTG box around this shirt. All right, so we've actually never made this mistake, which is pretty cool. This is a black shirt with white cotton pre-treat on it. So now what we're going to do is print the same design again and show why you wouldn't want to use the light garment pre-treat on dark garments.
Watch, it's gonna be a secret. It's gonna be like the best print.
It's gonna come out perfect. Listen, if this comes out perfect, we're not gonna tell any of you. We're gonna cut this part of the video out, and it's gonna be a patent pending secret. No, I'm gonna take a guess. I would guess, or I would venture to say, light cotton pre-treat on a dark garment is going to be a very noticeable DTG box. That's what I would expect to happen, or at least that's what my brain is telling me would happen. Oh no, you didn't spray the correct pre-treat. I do think that the print is going to come out nice because it's going to lay a white layer underneath and then the color. So I still think the colors will be vibrant. I just think it's going to be the garment itself that looks messed up.
I actually think the color is going to be the big difference. Might not be as vibrant. I don't think it's going to hold on as well. All right, we'll go ahead and dry it out. Let's see what happens. I can tell you real quick, snapshot, boom. But what's weird about this is that it can look great when you print it. After you dry it, it looks awesome. Then you wash it and it just looks like. So again, just because it looks great after you print, you dry, and you do all your steps, it doesn't mean it's gonna hold up after you go ahead and wash that garment. So,
all right. So, smoking. This shirt is done, and verdict. Honestly, the colors look pretty good. I don't see a DTG box. I really thought, okay, I sort of can if I look just to the side a little bit. It's not making like a big white box like I thought. I guess you can see it a little bit better if you can see the sides. So you can check out the logo itself or the design itself, but then look as far left and as far right as you can on the garment to see if you can actually see the end of the box there. So I can sort of see it in person, so I don't know if it shows up better on camera, whoops, or not at all. So I'm a little shocked that the color came out so vibrant. I would guess that when we wash it, it's gonna fade pretty bad, but I also thought there was gonna be a really big white stain around it. While this is a video about common errors, maybe this is an error that you might squeeze by on, I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. All right, so what he's trying to show us right here is this is the shirt we printed half and half on the back, or excuse me, on the front. And that was the error of what happens if you don't use enough pre-treat. But on the side that did have the pre-treat,
yep,
versus the back of the shirt that we just printed, And we used white garment pre-treat or light garment pre-treat. One thing that we can see just a little bit, the whites don't pop as much and the colors don't look as solid. So it's going to be probably hard to pick up on camera, but the letters almost look blurry on the white pre-treated back of this shirt.
It's a very slight difference.
Yeah, it is very slight. I'd be surprised to see that wash test and how it turns out. If you want to get custom apparel like these leather patched hats or custom embroidery shirts or some awesome DTG, you should know by now, hit us up on Instagram at JE_Eclectics or on our website, JEeclectics.com, or right here on YouTube in the comments below. If you guys are subscribed to this channel, thank you so much for the love. And if you're not, what are you waiting for? Hit that button already. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when more content like this is coming out. And tell a couple of friends about this video. Or hit that like button and YouTube will do it for you.